So what is exactly the Terence Crawford problem? I wouldn't necessarily call it a problem per se, but it might be. Because now you have a 154 division that we don't really know who is the best at all. I mean, we thought we had an idea, but we really don't now, because one thing that Madrimov proved is if you look at the punch stat numbers, he beat Terence Crawford. I don't have a problem with Madrimov not getting the nod because it was a close fight, but it was a lot closer than we thought it would be. But herein lies the problem. But first, if you're new here, thank you for stopping in and checking us out. Please consider sharing and subscribing. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you for always supporting us. It's a very small channel that we got going. Hopefully, we can grow this out to a little bit larger audience. Now, you had Tim Tszyu versus Fundora. Fundora previously losing his title via knockout, having a crazy win against Lubin. Going back, now you look at it and you go, wow, the Lubin fight. Lubin might not be as bad as we think. Like maybe he's not a stepping stone fighter, right? You have Tim Tszyu getting a title, and then he was looking pretty good, and then he goes, okay, him versus Fundora, that's a crazy fight. And elbow happens, and we surmise that the reason why even Fundora might have gotten the nod is because the slowdown happened due to the cut and not necessarily the skill set of Fundora making it a hard fight. Fundora gets the nod, he's unified champ. Then we say, okay, Murtazaliev, right? What is his name? Call him, the little Merc. He went ahead and got a title, the IBF, that was relinquished during Ramadan, and he didn't look that good. Now you've heard, he took a lot of step aside money. He's been a pro for 10 years, took a lot of step aside money. Didn't get the big fights, and now all of a sudden he gets this shot against Tim Tszyu. And let me tell you something. People are saying that Tim Tszyu should have took a lesser fight. No, you do that with a prospect. Tim Tszyu is a former champion fighting another champion. This would have been no different if Tim Tszyu actually went in to unify. Had he gotten a nod against Fundora, this would have been a unification title bout, right? Okay. And we should be praising Tim for taking the fight at a loss. It was a bad fight at a bad time. This fight should have been at a later time, blah, 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 blah. No. It is what it is, and this is what should have happened. Then you got Spence versus Fundora coming up. Now, the plan sounded like it was going to be Tim versus Bud, possibly Bud beating Tim. People are, high on Bud, so they would have thought that would have been it. And then you would have had Spence versus Fundora, and you theoretically think, which is stupid to think, that Spence is going to win this fight, and then a super fight rematch again between the two of them at 154, again for undisputed. That would have been magnificent, and it could still be that. But here's the problem. Is Bud going to take on the IBF champion, Murtazaliev, or what do you say his name? Murtazaliev. Will he think legacy? Because let me tell you something, and it's unfortunate, no one wants to see Bud Crawford fight. No one. Not his last pay-per-view numbers, not his previous pay-per-view numbers, and all the pay-per-view numbers he got for $600 were from Spence fans doing that fight. Turkey Al-Sheikh lost money on him. So did Bob Arum. Bob Arum said it. I can't make no money on the dude. The only thing that made sense for Bud and Hearn, the promoter, had hinted on it, he should be huge in Omaha. We're having parades of him in Omaha. Bud should be promoted and fought and pushed in Omaha. Sell out Omaha. Venues in and around Omaha. You should build him. You should have built him there. He's not a Vegas fighter. And that was the mistake that they did. He's a hometown boy, right? Without having to sound that demeaning. He's a hometown boy. He should have been marketed there, made big there. Hopefully those Omaha folks would have came down to Vegas when it was that time. But you try to push him in Atlantic City and other venues. Vegas, he's not a Vegas guy. His style is prime time, but his personality is like a rock. He ain't gonna give you nothing. He ain't gonna sell a fight. He ain't gonna give you nothing. But he's gonna expect the world because he got the skill set, so we think. But is he as good as we think he is? He has a WBO belt. Why doesn't he go now and fight Lil Merc, and go over there, get that, see what the winner of Fundora versus Spence is, and then fight that guy. And if it's Fundora, which it could very well be Fundora, because now we don't know who's good. Out of nowhere, people saying, oh, it was Tim should have took a soft touch. Tim wasn't out that long. Fundora will be out longer by the time he fights Spence. So the question again is, how good does Bud think he is? And that'll tell you if he thinks he can even beat Canelo. Because if he won't fight Boots, and he won't fight Merck, and he won't fight the winner from Dora versus Spence, there's only another option for him. Conor McGregor at an MMA fight, dog. That's all he got. That's all that Bud has. And I don't mind that fight because it's Bud going into Conor's realm. So it's not a boxing match. So I'm not going to be mad at it. I would be mad if it would have been a boxing match, but it's not. It's Conor in an MMA fight. And I'm not mad at that if he's going to get $20 million. I'm mad at it. But that spectacle and the Canelo dream is the only mega fights he has. He's 37 years old, going to be 38. You got Merck, you got Fundora, and you got Spence down your neck. Don't let Boots move up to 154, because now we're under siege. That's the problem. There's nothing for him to do, nowhere to go. What is he going to do? I think he has a pretty good chance of being 3-time undisputed in the division now that counts. I know how we said all those times that he hadn't fought anybody except Spence. Now he has a chance to fight Merck. Winner of Spence and Fundora will obviously be... Listen, if he sweeps that up and becomes... Now you have Spence again, Merck. I mean, that should be enough to say, okay, you still won't have the greatest resume on the planet. And although you've done 3 undisputeds, they won't be like the most prestigious undisputeds. But the 3 of them together, plus a pretty damn decent resume, top 25 of all time, top 30. Easy. First ballot Hall of Famer, no problem. Because you did what you could with what you had. Because when you had the chance to do so, you didn't do it. But now in your later stage of career, if you choose to do so, and don't get it twisted, Charlo on 154, he should fight Charlo as the cherry on top. I want Charlo to take another fight in between before that one. But if Charlo gets in there, he beats Charlo. He beats winner Fundora and Spence, and he beats out Merck. 3-time undisputed. Like I said, that 154 undisputed is going to be a lot better looking than the 140, 130, 135. It'll be a whole lot better. It's a whole lot better. I mean, 140, 147. Yeah, 140, 147, I said 135. So that's the problem. That's the Terence Crawford problem. What is he going to do? I want him to clear out 154. I want to see greatness. I don't want to see against Canelo. You're going to get your ass whooped. But if you choose to retire on Conor McGregor, I ain't got no problem with it because it's an MMA fight. And then in boxing, you went out of your comfort zone, went somewhere else with it, and you made your money out of boxing. Hey, I ain't got no problem with that. But if Canelo's saying no, what else are you going to do? So I hope that he goes to the route of undisputed at 154, gives the fans all the greatness that he says he has and is. Go out in the blaze of glory. And at the end of that, if you want to go and cash out against Conor McGregor, also go do that. But I'm telling you right now, maybe that undisputed 154 will get you in the door at 168. And then you could get your ass whooping over there because you ain't going to win that. You probably have a higher probability of a chance in the odds. But you're not going to beat him. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? You think that he should fight Conor McGregor in an MMA fight and just cash out? Or do you think he should go ahead and clear out the 154 division? Which I think he should do. He should clear out the 154 division. But let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? And I'll see you in the next video. And I'm out. Peace.